Bit of a mix. What you'll notice about Coffee and Jam especially is there's totally different speakers each time, real mix. But hopefully you enjoy them and you learn from them. And also make sure if you want to stay around afterwards, often the speakers can stay around and do conversations one-on-one or of course talk between yourselves as well. We love to get that networking going. So I'll get straight into it. Matt, Ashok, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Well, good afternoon. We are Site Sorted. We're a software company developing specific software for construction sites. We're made up of a team of 4. We have James Worthington with 15 years civil construction experience, Matt Bishop with about 10 to 15 years of mechanical consultant experience. We have Ashok, who is a software and electrical engineer, and myself as a civil engineer and project management experience. Whilst being a project manager, you're on the ground, there's a lot of people and a lot of paperwork and information to manage. For example, you may have, say, up to anywhere between 5 to 10 different subcontractors on site at any one time. Each subcontractor, each person on site has to do an induction to site. They have to do maybe a hazard register and a pre-start meeting every morning. And every time there's an accident, there's also a report and paperwork to follow that through too. Basically, there's a lot of paperwork and a lot of information to manage. Often being in muddy, often not in nice offices like this, paperwork gets lost, and generally there's miscommunication between the different entities and different partners on site. This is what came up with our solution, and Ash is going to touch on that.
Yeah, so Matt came to me after his summer working at Fulton Hogan and saw all those issues and had an idea to basically use mobile phones and tablets so that people are able to file all their health and safety stuff on site and then instantly get sent to the office. And the benefit with this system as well is that it's really easy to track when something was filed, who looked at it, who actioned on it, and audit that trail through, which is a big requirement for these companies to be health and safety compliant. We were quite surprised that there wasn't really much out there to do this. People had started looking into this field. I suspect a lot of it was because mobile phones, well, smartphones that are sort of have decent browsers in them have really only become commonplace in the last couple of years. Decent mobile network connections have sort of just become really common in the last few years. So it's a few things have aligned now that really make this quite an attractive thing that a lot of construction companies we've talked to are really interested in.
So through this process, we've done a lot of number of steps and almost iterations of the development of it. We've begun to work with SCIRT and the Contractors Federation to essentially standardise the entire health and safety process. Essentially, we're focusing on the form-based solution. So we're looking at reports and the amount of reports that are coming in from construction sites. We can then analyse it to then start seeing trends and anomalies. So this is quite valuable for the likes of SCIRT, which is a stronger Christchurch infrastructure rebuild team, to then start seeing the overall kind of trends and patterns within not only Christchurch but the Contractors Federation with the entirety of New Zealand. We're also working with Worthington, so obviously a testing company to put the software in and trial it, see the feedback, and BVT, which are building kind of the legal framework of it as well. So there's a lot of number of steps that we've yet to achieve, but we are kind of working on it through the iterative process.
So progress so far is working towards just having a mobile web version of our application so that people can go on in the site and log things as needed. And then on the office side of things, people will be able to bring up a dashboard that has all the stats and information about what's being filed and what's coming in and what's happening. And then the plan is to launch that and then slowly start kind of focusing on, once we understand a bit more of what platforms are the most common in the field, start focusing on native applications for those. But our first goal is to just get something out there, even though mobile web might not be the best way to do things, it definitely sort of covers the most bases. So that's where we're starting, and we're hoping to sort of have that launched in about sort of 4 to 6 weeks. It's on its way, and we've done a little bit of sort of beta testing with just some solutions that we put together with stuff on the web, and just from that it's been quite well received. So we've got a few people in line to put out some testing once we get our stuff together and get it launched. Is there any questions?